The fact that no one understood that all the transfer portal is in college football, in college basketball, all the transfer portal is free agency. That's it. But of course, everyone around college said, no, we know what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and sign players to multi-year deals. It's going to be great. We'll give them money in high school. We'll give them money in college. We'll make them rich. It's all good. Can we talk about the Tennessee Volunteers, please? Can we please talk about what you may or may not know happened just this weekend with Nico Iamaleava? Nico Iamaleava is a quarterback for Tennessee. We're going to call him Nico for purposes of the fact that my tongue just got tied and I rehearsed it for 3 minutes in the pre-show. Iamaleava. I got it, Coca. But we're going to stay with Uncle Nico. Nico decided that he had a better plan. Instead of continuing with the Tennessee Volunteers, he had a view, you know what? I don't like the $8 million contract I signed, so I'd like you to change that from $2 million a year for 4 years to $4 million a year because we're a good team and I'm a good player. And you know what Tennessee said? Shove it. Tennessee let him leave. Basically, for all intents and purposes, what happened in college football is that a player signed a deal, and then as the deal was beginning to play itself out, when the player had outperformed the deal, and let's say Nico had outperformed $2 million a year, which is hard to when generally you're supposed to do it for free, or that's the way it was. But now we're going to play college players, so now we're valuing college players. But a quarterback to an NFL team, a quarterback to a college football team, I'm not sure. They may have the same value because if private equity comes into college football the way they're saying it will, then what's going to be the difference? A college football team is going to be the same as a professional sports team. They'll start trading in the market. You'll have buyers, first private equity, then individuals. Now it's just starting as Steph Curry saying, I want to be the GM of Davidson. Wait till he says, I want to buy Davidson. It's not that I'm going to do the victory lap and say, I told you so. It's that I'm going to, again, ask you, are you in or are you out? Is this exactly what you had hoped would happen? When players have the ability to get paid in college, players have the ability then to decide where they're going to play. Think about it from a professional sports standpoint. Jackson Merrill just signed. Garrett Crochet just signed with the Red Sox for $170 million. He just shoved up the White Sox took us last night, going like 7 1/3. What if Crochet said to Boston, hey, thanks so much. I really do like it here. Appreciate the $170 million, but actually, I'm going to get rid of that deal, and I'm going to go for $30 million a year to a new team. Baseball doesn't allow that. Why? Because there's not free agency like that, because there's a union with collective bargaining, and there are rules of engagement. If the NCAA is not going to do it, if the bill that is being suggested to provide an alternative to the NCAA certainly is not going to pass or be it, if the conferences, only the super conferences are going to get together and figure out how to govern themselves and all of football, you think that could be it? I don't. The rule with the SEC is simple. You can't transfer within a conference if you get into the portal. If you get into the spring portal and you transfer within the conference, you will be declared ineligible for a year. So if you want immediate eligibility to get money now, you got to transfer out of the conference. Think about that. The reason the SEC has that rule is they don't want each other poaching on each other. It's sort of like the big leagues. But these holdouts are changing everything. And it is a holdout. There's no other way to say it. When Nico says, I don't want to play for Tennessee for $2.4 million or stay for the amount of my contract that I signed, does that remind you of an NFL player who's got a year left on a deal and decides I'm not going to play and forces the hand of the NFL? And all you can do as part of the CBA is fine him, and the NFL players don't care? And so they get their way. They either get an extension or they get traded. Does this sound familiar? If you're Nico, how do you not leave Tennessee? How do you not? Because you think he actually cares about getting a degree from Tennessee? You think he cares about staying at Tennessee the whole time? It's the opposite. It's like saying that a major league player or an NFL player or an NBA player, oh, they're so loyal. It's like me telling you that Vladimir Guerrero is really a Torontoan. Unbelievable. I didn't prep for saying that. Didn't know I was going to say it. How about just a guy who loves Toronto? Give him $500 million guaranteed with a $325 million signing bonus, and I'll whistle Sweet Dixie all the way through downtown Toronto every day for 14 years. Happy to do it. Zero pressure. Big Mac, I'll eat it. Slump, I'll take it. I'm not saying that baseball players don't have pride or football players don't have pride, but the security that comes with that, it's the reason why it's so hard to repeat a title. As a team, you're going after something you don't have. You want it so much, and then you get it. There's a natural letdown. No matter what, the edge is gone. If you think the edge isn't gone with players who get long-term guaranteed contracts, then you've never spoken to a player who has a long-term guaranteed contract. It doesn't mean they're not going to compete. It doesn't mean they don't want to win. It doesn't mean they're bad people. But the edge that would come from, oh man, I got to eat what I kill. Think about all of you people in sales. The edge that comes from knowing you're only as good as your last sale. I want you to think about, it's not Nico's fault that he's leaving Tennessee. He's operating under the very rules that promote this type of behavior. The answer is NIL deals should not be longer than a year. Why would you ever give a 4-year deal? Because guess what? If Nico were hurt or Nico stunk, you can bet your sweet bippy that Nico would not be holding out or leaving Tennessee. That's the point of it. Nico's father has, the father of this Tennessee quarterback, has decided that he's part of this story too. He went after a reporter for a site called On3 Sports, and On3 had been reporting that Nico was holding out for more money, and people were a little shocked. Wow, we're getting college holdouts now. Everything we just talked about in the segment. And he basically called out the reporter, saying, I have no idea what you're talking about. And guess what? It ended up being right. I want to give everyone a quick word of advice to all parents of athletes here. I can promise you that reporters have more information than you do. Let me just start with that. Because insiders and reporters are getting information from sources that don't talk to parents or players. Because you, parents and players, are of no use to people in the executive side of a team, the front office. Reporters and insiders are. Information is everything.